Daisy Gonzalez. I'm a senior here at Bishop Noll. I'm a leader in the Hispanic Student Union, also theater, National Honor Society, and speech. And yeah, I'm very involved here. I love the community. I try to be as involved as I can just to give back. I am a first generation. I will be a first generation graduate as well as a college student, the first one to go to college. And I think ever since I was young, my parents have really ingrained those values of education into me, right? They did not finish high school. My dad, they were both from Mexico. My dad only went up to the 6th grade, and I believe my mom finished some of high school in Mexico, but that was really it. So there was no one truly that I could look up to and say, I'm gonna be like them, you know, I'm gonna get my education like them. But my parents had always told me, you need to reach for education. It's super important, right? My parents are super hardworking. They own a small business, right? I mean, I work there 40 hours a week after school and on the weekends. But my parents were like, we want more for you. We want more for you. We want you to get your education. And so it's always been instilled in me. As the oldest, right? As the, you know, I feel like I was born a natural leader, right? And so, yeah, it's always been a goal of mine, truly. So, well, the reason that I ended up choosing Bishop Noll was really because I had the opportunity to come here during STEM, right? So I was an 8th grader and I got the opportunity to take an Algebra 1 class, right? Before then, it was really more just all my friends were going here, so that's why I wanted to come. I didn't know anything about Noll. I just knew that I didn't want to be alone, right? But truly STEM was what solidified that decision for me. I kind of got the feel of who the teachers were, the environment, stuff like that, and I would just really fell in love with it all, so that's why I chose it. My parents are the owners of Don Andres Restaurant in downtown Hammond, right next to St. Joseph's Church. My dad has had that place since 2000, and that was his goal. I mean, when he first came here to the United States, he was working at different restaurants. He was a busboy, and he told me I always wanted my own place. That was my goal, and I achieved it. Right? He always tells me, whatever he does, he always tells me, whatever you put your mind to, you will achieve. That's the one thing he always tells me. And so, yeah, we've had that place for like 23 years. I've grown up there. It's probably like I'm there more than my home, really. My parents are super hardworking. I admire them so much. It's actually insane. They both, you know, my dad works like 80 hours a week. My mother, you know, as soon as she takes us to school, she goes over there. We close at, 5. We're there till about 7 every day. It's hard, but I mean, it's really just us. It's my mom, my dad, my brother and I, and one other staff member, and we run the whole place, right? So I think that that's also kind of pushed me to strive for college and a good education, because I know how hard it is to run a place like that. And I also want to make sure that I can get my parents out of that situation. Hopefully it's something, you know, easier. Help them retire sooner, you know, because they work too hard, for sure. Theater, right? I'm definitely not an actor, absolutely not. But Miss Kay, the wonderful director here at Bishop Noll, she was just so friendly, and she was like, there's something for everyone in theater. And I remember her asking me, what about makeup, right? I had never touched a makeup brush in my life. And I was like, well, I don't know, but she was just so encouraging, and I was like, I'll try it out. And I did, and I loved it. I've been doing it for 4 years, and my junior year, I got assigned the head of the makeup department. And so I went from not knowing anything to being the leader, and I still love it. I think the teachers here at Bishop Noll are really special. I don't know how to really describe it, but I do know that they're always so willing to help. And it's honestly incredible, because sometimes students are scared to ask questions, and I definitely was one of those students coming here. But they always make sure that you have the resources that you need. They're like, you can reach out to me by email, you know, if you want a meeting, I have tutoring, whatever you need. And that really helped me grow as a student. I think that I've thrived academically because of that, and I definitely couldn't have done that without the teachers. So I think that the family aspect of Noll, it makes it feel like we're like a family, you know. It's just such a loving environment. I really like it, yeah. So I definitely want to go to college, right? I want to be a lawyer, right? That's my passion. I've discovered that through these varying programs that I've gotten the opportunity to do from Bishop Noll, actually, where I got to practice law, and I absolutely love it. So I think that the way that these clubs have kind of like shaped who I am now, and they have helped me to hopefully achieve my goals in the future, is by I become more like of an outgoing person, right? So before I came here to Bishop Noll, sure, I was a leader, president of this, student council, but that was pretty much it, right? I didn't really feel like I needed to participate as much. My school was also very small. But coming here, like I said, at first, I was still a little shy, especially because I was scared because of COVID. I didn't really talk to people. But then slowly, I got more involved. And I remember my junior year, actually last year, was when I really decided, you know what, these are my last 2 years, I want to do as much as I can. Because I realized that these different clubs, they all had a sense of like community and different people that I could interact with, and I love talking to people, I really do. And I discovered that about myself, and I realized that leading in these clubs and running for those positions, it gave me a sense of giving back. Like I want to give back to these clubs that mean so much to me. So for sure, I've become a more confident person. I feel like I used to be really insecure about my speaking abilities. I used to struggle a lot with stuttering and stuff, but I think that I've become a lot more confident. And absolutely, that's what I'm going to need in college if I want to be a lawyer. So yeah. So obviously, some of the colleges that I want to go to, all of them really are really rigorous, right? You got to be prepared. And I think Bishop Noll has done a really good job at preparing me. Starting off with, obviously, STEM, right? When I was taking Algebra 1 specifically, also Intro to Engineering. But Algebra 1 specifically because it was the first time where I was like, oh, wait, it's a little harder, right? My middle school, the academic side hadn't really affected me. Until I got here and I realized that I had to put in more work, right? Not just breeze through. And it was a little shocking at first, but I did well. And since then, I had the opportunity, because I took that class, to go into honors math throughout these last 4 years, as well as honors English. And I think that also colleges look at those classes and they're like, this is an individual who's willing to put in work if they can take these rigorous classes. And I think that that's super important if you get that opportunity to, take more advanced courses, because, Bishop Noll offers so many, right? I think you can graduate with like 30 dual, credits, and that's like a year of college, right? So when colleges see that, they're like, this is an individual we want. And I think that's kind of how Noll has prepared me, for sure, for college. I want to go to college to be a lawyer, right? I wasn't super sure until honestly the summer after sophomore year, actually, when I was invited to Stanford University, which was actually an opportunity that I got from here. One of my teachers nominated me, and they sent me an invitation, and I went. And it was my first experience with like mock trial, right? It was a criminal case. That's where I decided criminal prosecution, like a criminal prosecution lawyer, sounded like the thing for me, right? I know sometimes people look at me and they're like, I don't know, but like, it's just really what resonated with me. And then this past summer, I got to go to Yale, and I took a course that was on politics, law, and economics. I heard some wonderful lectures, and again, they were talking about law and the criminal side of law, and I just decided that was what I wanted to do. Hopefully, my goal really is to be successful, both with helping people prosecute those who did them wrong. I think it's super important, but also I do want to be successful in like the monetary aspect to give back to my community, because that's something that really resonates with me. I want to be able to give back. Hopefully, when I'm an alumni, I want to come back to Bishop Noll, because this place has done just amazing things for me. Right. So I did get the incredible opportunity to meet Mr. Edward Limon, who is an alumni here of Bishop Noll. And I just think that he is an incredible individual, right? Because he is so successful, right? And he is willing to give back to Noll, his school, right? To his community. And he's just been so helpful in my college searching process, right? So for sure, I feel like I was lost a little bit with my whole college application process. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what schools I wanted to apply to. do my research, really. I didn't know where to start. It was all so intimidating to me. But then I met Mr. Limon through Mr. Bergen, one of my teachers, and he was like, you know what, if you'd like, I could help you. And he said, let's meet. I'll meet with your parents. You know, we can all discuss what schools I think are going to be the best fit for you, and we'll go from there. And, you know, I gave him some of my background. I told him some of the summer programs that I went to at Stanford and at Yale. And he was like, I think a rigorous liberal art college is going to be for you. And so I've applied to, I think it's 23 colleges, right? So it's a lot, with his help, of course. Some of them including Yale, which is my dream school. You know, Williams, Amherst in Massachusetts, also Grinnell is a fantastic school, so many of those. And I just think that he was honestly an angel that was sent down to me from God, I swear, because if it wasn't for him, I would not have been able to start my college process. I don't know where I would be right now. So I think it's really important for alumni to give back, to connect to their old high school. Yeah. I think that, you know, supporting Bishop Noll is super important because we have so many students that are honestly just incredible. We have so many people that are really striving to hopefully, you know, as I said, graduate and go to college. We have a really large portion of our student body here is first generation. They're like me, they don't have those role models, unfortunately, that have already graduated. So they're the leaders that have taken the first steps. And I think it's really important to support those people, right? Because, like I said, they don't have role models, and they need that kind of support system. And, you know, I had my own experience where an alumni helped me, and all I can hope is that others get that opportunity as well. Because if it wasn't for, like I said, Mr. Limon, I don't know where I would be right now. Like, I've done all these things in my college, you know, my high school career. I like to think that I show some promise, but where would that be if I didn't meet? Okay, well, graduation obviously is coming up very fast. It's crazy that, you know, it's true what people say that these 4 years go by so fast. And it's sad, it's bittersweet for me because I love this place. I think I've done so much here. I've grown so much as a person. But I'm also just excited to leave and do, you know, great things in my future career, you know, in the future with my family, with my career, with, you know, just having a little bit more fun, right? I'm very excited. I think that graduation is going to be really a key moment for me because no one else in my family has done that, graduated from high school. I'm going to be the first, and I know a lot of my peers are also going to be the first, so I can't wait to see the environment. You know, I feel like people are going to be very excited, very pumped up, and yeah, I'm super excited.